The John Lebang Show has been known to make people laugh, sing, think, scream, throw things in rage, and generally lose their minds. Listener discretion is advised.
Worldwide and out to the greater universe, you're listening to the John Lebang Show.
Well, what did I tell you in the last hour? Yeah, they were going to come hard. And the more this goes on, the more we're going to start seeing who is behind we're going to say the supposed coup or who's trying to take out Trump. Now we have another report of Trump pressing the Australian leader in regards to the Mueller investigation. Even Barr has asked foreign officials for some favors when it relates to that. Now, do you guys remember, and I'm not trying to side with Trump, but do you guys remember during 9/11 and we had to share our information with everybody, everything concerned? So if the president or one of our intelligent ABC agencies needed something, it was open to all of them. We shared information. Now that the president is going and looking into things himself because he cannot count on the agencies, because it has been proven that these agencies have not worked for him but against him ever since he was elected into office and even prior to that. And nobody's talking about, is it okay for the president to press foreign officials for things? Is it okay? You tell me, folks. Do you want our president going, hey, listen, you might know some information and we have to get to the bottom of this. Give it up. Didn't we see that in the TV series 24? Wasn't that a depiction with President Palmer and some of the other presidents on there, President Logan and all that? Wasn't that them pressuring other countries? If they were pressuring them, it was more like joint intelligence sharing. And that's all I see what's happening here. I'd like to know what's illegal, because I don't understand the definition of what would be legal here, because it's a little foggy. But on the surface of it, the president asking another president or going, hey, dude, listen, we got to get to the bottom of this. So if you have any information, please give it up now. And you don't think Obama pressed that kind of influence on foreign nations, or Bush or Clinton before him? If they just opened up all the phone calls and records and all that for all of us to see throughout the history of our government, I can guarantee you we will find instances where presidents were pressuring other leaders into doing something because whatever reason they concocted. And now, because Trump might have applied a little pressure because he's having to do an investigation on his own, they went ahead and subpoenaed Giuliani. And that's all we're going to get. We're going to get subpoena after subpoena after subpoena. And that's because they're fighting back tooth and nail. They have done everything they could, at least the optics of it all. They've done everything they could to take the guy out. And yet he's still standing. So now, when all else has failed, all the people in the crevices of the government are leaking things. And then Trump can't stop himself tweeting. Now he's tweeting Civil War stuff. We just spoke about it a few months back. We had brought it up in a post on Facebook. And Trump's right. If they take him out, think about this, folks. The election is a year away. 1 year away, 13 months, actually. They could leave it to the American people to decide if we wanted Trump for 4 more years. But they don't care. Because I don't think they think, in fact, I am positive they think you don't know what you're doing. You don't know how to vote because you're not voting the way they want you to vote. And they think, and rightfully so, they're a bunch of candidates couldn't beat Trump in any arena. The political, he could take them on WWE, where he used to be. Or was it WWF? I don't remember. Not a big wrestling fan. So they can't beat him. So now all the stops are being brought out because they only have a year to destroy him if he gets reelected. By chance, he is able to pull out a second victory. After all this, and not having to run for election again, I think a whole lot's going to get done. A whole lot will get done. I'm not saying things I would like, but the investigations are getting hot and heavy on both sides. Let's just say that. And if people want to blame the Trumpster for doing an independent investigation into scumbags in our government when we know they have been working against them, then you're wrong. Sure, this could lead to some bad stuff, but you see, the country is already seriously damaged. And whether we head to a civil war or not, whether there's a revolution or not, you see, there's two different things there. Some people, mostly on the left, they're going to want a revolution. True patriots, true constitutional patriots, would want just a restoration of the Constitution. But I don't think we're going to get that third option. I think it's either going to be revolution or civil war. And if you take out Trump, you're going to piss off the right-wingers, and they've got a lot of guns, and they're tired of not being listened to. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but I'm saying there ain't going to be a lot of right going on. There's going to be a lot of wrong on both sides, and there's been wrong going on. And the Democrats who have built up their base, I mean, they're at a fever pitch. And now they're seething because Donald Trump looks vulnerable right now. And they're throwing everything at him, and we're going to continue to see them throw everything at him. If you're tired of all this, sorry, it's not going to go away. Like I said in the last hour, that's all we're going to hear. Donald Trump this, Donald Trump that, Donald Trump. To the point of nausea. But when you think about it, if you're getting no help from the authorities that are in charge of doing these sort of things, they keep blocking you. Wouldn't you do an independent investigation? And because you're the president, I don't see how it's illegal. If he wants information from foreign allies, I thought we were allowed to share information. And since he's in charge of those agencies that handle that normally, why shouldn't he be able to end run them? He's in charge of them. He's not end running Congress. He's not end running the Supreme Court. He's going around the State Department, Department of Justice, the FBI, blah, 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 blah. All agencies that have been proven to be working against him or have people in place in leadership areas there that are working against him. So can you blame him? Can you really blame the dude for wanting to find out some information if these countries have information? Telling you what, if people were putting a frame-up job on you, you'd want to expose that yourself. Now, of course, this could be all just more political theater to keep everybody busy and arguing amongst themselves so they can cause a civil war or revolution. You see, they've pitched it so hard that there's not many options from here. If they don't remove Trump now, their entire base over there on the left is going to go hog wild crazy. And if they remove him, all the people that support the president and who think he's been he's been treated unfairly this whole time he's been in office, they're going to have something to say. You see, the political class has worked us all up so much that it ain't far from a boiling point. One person on, I think it was YouTube, Roy Potter, he's the one that says they've been slowly boiling us, slowly, like the frog. Well, they're about ready to crank up the heat all the way. Think about that, folks. Everybody on the left that wants Trump gone, they're now smelling blood. So there's no way they can't impeach the guy and not... Well, if they don't impeach him, their base is going to be really mad. And we've seen what they can do. And on the other end, just like Trump said, just like I have been warning, if they remove Trump, his base is going to be very, very upset. And I don't long for that day, I'll tell you that, folks, because it's going to be ugly. Things are going to start happening in the country that these mass shootings... they're going to be nothing. And it's going to be all us innocent people who just want a good government. We just want good people in government to do the right thing. And a lot of people believe Trump was sent there to clean house. And I can tell you the house does not want to be cleaned at all. So what would you do in their place? That's right. If you knew someone was coming to take out, and we're talking trillions of dollars in, let's see, special interests, that everybody who's got a little piece of the pie everywhere in government, this is the time we're going to see them all come out. It's going to be very interesting, fascinating. Don't want to live through it, but if we're gonna, I'm going to sure as hell comment on it. We've got to take a quick break, folks. More on the other side of this. Stay tuned. Hey, Uncle Shady, where are they going?
Hey, you, get back here. The John Lebang Show will be right back.
Does your house need a paint job, but you don't want to do it? Then call Tom at Quality One Painting. He can handle all of your interior and exterior painting needs. He gives free estimates and senior discounts. Call Tom at Quality One, 313-982-2986. That's 313-982-2986. Quality One Painting. You're listening to the John Lebang Show.
It's better than an Islander convention.
One could say we are in historic times. Unbelievable the events that have transpired. It's almost hard to imagine, don't you think? And we got the establishment in full press mode. Trump, Giuliani, Pompeo, Barr, against the mighty Goliath. That is what it appears to be, anyways. Pompeo trading insults with the Democrats in charge of the probe. And the whole thing stinks to high heaven. Why now? You know, if this continues, it's going to rip the country apart completely. Beyond repair. You know, the political class doesn't give a rat's ass what happens either. If this country burns over this, they'll still be protected. America, you voted in Trump. And they're only a year away from a referendum on his first term. Yet they don't want to leave it up to the country to decide. I wish they would take their politics and shove it up where the sun doesn't shine. A lot of those on the left are into that anyways. You bunch of charlatans and fearmongers. This is going to rip the country apart just so that somebody can get a political victory. You people up in Washington who are engaged in all this garbage, do you really think America is going to trust you after you poured gas on the country and set it aflame? Let us decide. We're just 13 months away. Cease and desist your operations right now. We don't want our country divided. The good people of this country are fed up with your politics as usual. Every last one of you in the House, the Senate, the FBI, the DOJ, the CIA, State Department, all need to be removed. Gone. We, the American people, want to impeach you. Don't you get it? We're tired of the same old operation. And we want to do this because of your flagrant violations and misconduct, for your corruption, your favoritism, your greed. I'll tell you what, I would gladly see Trump leave office today if every last one of you subversive, backstabbing, vile villains who contaminated the halls of government like parasites who carry a terminal virus that infects the nation's foundations, follow him and don't let the door hit you on the way out. We're fed up with your petty BS. We all have real lives to live. We have to deal with real stuff. We don't have time for your corruption. But I know you won't leave. So, Mr. President, keep fighting. That's right. Might as well. If they're going to purposely tear the country apart, then you must be onto something. But at this point, I don't believe a word that comes out of the media, the ruling class, or anyone for that matter. I look into things, I check into things, and you find BS here and BS over there. Lies, deceptions. And for 3 years now, endless attacks on the president and the people who elected him just because you didn't like it. Well, I'm sorry, you can't have everything you want. There are other people and other viewpoints and people who don't want corruption in our government. How much are we supposed to take, America? How much are they going to rip us apart, pin us against each other, just so they can have some kind of political victory? All these empty suits are only driving a wedge deeper in the country. And as far as I'm concerned, the president has every right to conduct his own investigation if he thinks his agencies charged with doing so are clearly working against him, and by extension, the people who elected him. The American people wanted corruption rooted out of our government. They tried to do it with Obama because they thought he was the hope and change. Didn't work out. They then sent Trump up there. It's not working out so well either. But this time there's a difference. It didn't work out with Obama because the media and practically every agency were all doing the same thing with Obama. See, they were the deep state. You notice that. It's easy to see. Trump comes in, and I don't know if it's a big show, because it sure could be, given his entertainment background. But it sure looks like all those people that we were mad about, the corruption in government, are now trying to take him out. When the people sent him up there to do that very thing, take them out. Now, what gets me, and the media's barking up this tree, is we have treaties with these countries to share information. So what's the problem? What's the problem? So if Trump is impeached, it's going to piss off his base, because they've seen 3 years of unfair reporting and the political ruling class be absolutely opposed to his major policies. Now, if he's not impeached, it's going to piss off the Dem base. Why? Because the media, the Democrat Party, practically every ABC agency there is has been telling you that they're coming for Trump to take him out because he's a bad guy. But all sides know this. All parties involved understand the ramifications of where they have led us. Adam Schiff, Nancy Pelosi, and the rest of their comrades are well aware of what they are doing. So if they are going to want to get rid of Trump, then the rest of them can get the hell out as well. Clean out all government. It's time to abolish career politicians and political parties. We need a constitutional amendment to make that happen. See, and even if they were able to send impeachment up to the Senate, you still have to convince the Senate into a trial, because from my understanding, they don't really have to have a trial. But either way, they'll have a trial probably because it'll be bad political theater. If there wasn't a trial. So they'll have the trial. They won't get rid of the president like they haven't all the other times because there's nothing there. From all these transcripts, the Mueller report, the collusion with the Russians, none of it was real. Most of it was fabricated. And even if the best part is, even if they were to impeach Trump, I'm reading that he can get reelected. There's no precedence for not allowing him to continue to run for president, and he'd probably do it. And what would happen then? Because I'm telling you, his base would be energized. And the less than 1 year that you had him removed, or whatever it takes, because this is going to be right up until the election. If you don't understand the political theater that is going on, then you haven't paid attention to politics long enough to understand this is happening now because they need a year to do this. It doesn't happen overnight. And all the while, the little people on one side of the aisle or the other, whichever it may be, will fight amongst themselves because the information that they're feeding to all of us is perfectly placed to get us to argue amongst ourselves. Hopefully America learns something from this, but I fear it's not going to be the lesson that is needed. They may not trust politicians any longer. Who knows if they'll really clean the system up. Maybe it's too deep to clean up. Maybe Trump's getting too close to it. Again, if we take him for who he says he is and what his intentions are, he sure might be getting close to something. And that makes people nervous. That makes people angry. And when you see everybody coming out against you for the smallest little things, you have to wonder, does he have dirt on them that can take him down? And they need to take him down before all of that can be exposed. We've got to take our whatever time out this is.
Don't move a muscle.
The John Lebang Show will be right back.
With lots of fun and excitement. Yes! Are you in need of commercial or residential window cleaning? Do you need your office cleaned? Maybe custodial work? How about some gutter cleaning? If you do, then call Pane in the Glass. For a beautiful shine that's crystal clear, call Pane and the Glass. You can find them on Facebook at Pane and the Glass.
Hey, man, it's at the bottom of the hour, man. Do you know where your kids are, man?
If you want to contact the John Lebang Show, feel free to send an email to jlebang@live.com. And if you're on Twitter, look him up at John Lebang. And don't forget to go to his Facebook page at The John Lebang Show. Banger. Now here's John.
And of course, as reported on the Examiner, much of the impeachment inquiry may be conducted in secret because they're going to conduct it in secret so that way they can push this over here. The public doesn't need to know this. And the public doesn't need to know that. Only stuff that'll make Trump look bad so we can get rid of him. Political theater, political theater, political theater. And it would be much easier if the American people would just have the chance to have a referendum on Trump's first 4 years. It is only a year away, but because the Democrats know they don't have anybody of quality on their side of the aisle that is running for president, and their leading candidate is somebody they had to bring out of storage because he didn't want to run last time around. He let Hillary run. But they bring old Joe out, and Joe's got a lot of dirt on him. So many people are talking about it. We covered a little bit of Joe Biden's history with his son and the Ukraine in the last hour. You should really tune into that hour because that was an hour that seemed to get a few people's attention. But they want to conduct part of this in secret because they do not want you to know the full truth. If they did, they would open up everything. Schiff would show you all of his private emails. Pelosi would do it. Let's subpoena all that. See, I'm for it. I'm for exposing everybody. If we're going to go after Trump, we're going to go after Pelosi. We're going to go after Biden. We're going to go after Obama. We're going to go after Schiff. Everybody. Let's see it all. And stop the secrets. Stop the political game playing. Stop the political party. I was going to continue that, but then I thought, no, stop the political party. We need to get rid of those because those are one of the biggest influencers in the division of this country. Of course, you have the media who's continually in malpractice mode. Boy, if a doctor would be this negligent in his profession, he wouldn't be a doctor anymore. But you're getting one-sided reporting. They know the story on Biden. It's pretty clear. Fox News, Glenn Beck, all the bigger guys are talking about it. I don't need to break it down because it sounds like I'm an echo chamber for them. So we stand here, country divided, can't trust any sources that bring us any information anymore because it's tainted. One way or another, it's tainted. One way or another, it's reported with a slant. And I ask the question again. If you were the president, and for 3 years plus, you've, through discovery, found out that practically every major agency charged with the protection of this country, charged with rooting out corruption, we're all corrupt and working against you. Wouldn't you conduct your own investigation? And any good defense lawyer would tell you that you better be conducting investigative research. Otherwise, your client is going to be in big trouble. You better have your facts because a lot of times, especially in the realm of politics and something in such a high profile situation, dirty tricks are played. And evidence
or perceived evidence will be dropped at the last minute. I don't know what you think out there, folks. I smell a rat, and this is the sad part. And this may have been if Russia wanted anything, folks, if Russia wanted anything, they would want us to not have confidence in our government. And look what's happened. And don't tell me the Democrats don't have ties to the Russians, because they do. And the Biden scandal with the Ukraine, and even worse, China, is only the tip of the iceberg. If we could investigate Hillary to the full extent, she would make Biden look like a schoolyard bully. I wonder what Obama, the man who claims he believes in climate change but then spends millions of dollars on a house that's right on the ocean. Too bad those waters are rising. Barry, didn't you listen to your own words? You see, in the political realm, folks, you might as well not believe a gosh damn thing any of them tell you, because they're all putting it through those filters, just like all the ugly women on Facebook put their faces through filters to make themselves look pretty. It is the same damn thing. Except the politician is sneakier, has ways of making themselves look better by destroying other people. And as I've said many times here this hour, all this is going to do is divide the country further. And we're at the precipice, really, the end game, so to speak. Whatever happens, nobody's going to trust the government. Whatever happens, half the country, or nearly half the country, is going to be upset. Whatever happens, the ruling class is going to be protected, while you, your neighbors, your friends down the streets, your cousins, are all going to be caught up in the rage of the people who are angry over the outcome of all of this. And we all should be enraged, but not because you're a Democrat, or not because of you're a Republican, not because you hate Trump or like Trump, but because the political class has been playing us. The media is willing accomplices in this. And all this does, in the end, is benefit our enemies. While all of this is happening here, what are our enemies doing? If Russia and China are our enemies, their governments are pretty stable. They see ours falling apart, crumbling. They could even be influencing, because there's no doubt in my mind that countries like Russia and China put money into making our government look bad. People do it too. One comes to mind, George Soros, who has a little bit of cha-ching going on with all this as well. So when we sit back and look at this, folks, and whenever, whatever, and wherever the next thing happens, and it all begins to fall apart before your eyes, which I think a lot of you are starting to recognize, the people in government
Not government itself, but people in government. Government isn't corrupted by itself. It's people who corrupt it. So I'm calling on Donald Trump, Nancy Pelosi, everyone up there. I'm done. I could list names for weeks. Everybody in the upper echelons of the Department of Justice and the FBI, everywhere. Career politicians, career appointees, even in the court system, you're all gone. You've all failed us. You've all failed us. And you all should be gone. If Trump has to leave, all you have to leave. Because despite what you people on the left, who are so out of your mind over Trump, he's not any more corrupt than any of the other scumbags you have put in power and you have voted for. And I would bet he's cleaner than most. It's one big mess. And it's all because of the political class, the malpractice media, and the people behind the scenes funding it all. Call them lobbyists. You can call them a lot of other things. But one thing's for sure, none of them give a rat's ass about you. We'll be right back. Smoke them if you got them.
Because the John Lebang Show will be right back.
After this. That's guaranteed. Yes.
At Absolute Skin and Body Care, they only use the best laser equipment in the industry so that you receive the best results possible. They'll explain all the procedures in detail and answer all of your questions. Absolute Skin and Body Care. If you're looking for skin rejuvenation, laser lipo, or laser hair removal, call Absolute Skin and Body Care. They're located at 37625 Ann Arbor Road, Suite 105 in Livonia, Michigan. Absolute Skin and Body Care. Their office phone numbers are 248-305-3000. That's 248-305-3000. Absolute Skin and Body Care. You're listening to the John Lebang Show. It's huge. Now I got to tweet about it.
Can you believe it, folks? It is the first show in October. That means we've already got a month behind us since we've been back. It went really quick. I can't believe it. But whatever, we've been back for a month now. The rust is pretty much off. We've really been pumping out some pretty good shows. We want to thank you for tuning in. It's been heavy around here since we've been back because the political arena has just been a circus. And unfortunately, that's one of the things we do here is comment on what's going on up there in that political circus. As I said, we're in October, and it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, so everybody wear their pink. I almost, and as most of us, our listeners know out there, we really appreciate boobs here on the John Lebang Show, most shapes and sizes. You know, if I had something pink, I'd be wearing it, but I don't have anything pink, so we'll just be with them in spirit. You know, the other day it was International Coffee Day, and it seems like every other day, week, or month is related to, it's related to some cause, event, or even a food item. We got in February, we got Black History Month. In May, we got Star Wars Day, which is May the 4th. October, we're in October. There's all kinds of special days in October. October 2nd, if you're listening to us on the 2nd, you might want to celebrate CD Player Day. Grab those old CDs and put them in and listen to those old jams. As if you can't just tune them into any classic rock station or any other station on terrestrial radio, and 3/4 of the darn internet stations that don't understand that internet radio should be something different. On the 3rd of October, for all you ladies out there and you men out there who have these, Boyfriend's Day. So celebrate your boyfriend on October the 3rd. That's pretty cool. Guys get 1 or 2 days. We get Father's Day if you have kids. And then we get Boyfriend's Day. Of course, if you're not a boyfriend or if you're not a father, you don't get any days. You get Stupid Day. On, October 9th, we have International Beer and Pizza Day. I plan on celebrating that day with some beer and pizza. Why not? It's a day. Somebody said it's an International Beer and Pizza Day. They proclaimed it to be October 9th, so we're going to join in on that. Here's a really good one for October. World Food Day. Since we're talking about pizza and beer, that's kind of like food. It's held annually on October 14th. Bet you can't wait for that one. That sounds like a shindig, doesn't it? It's a day commemorating the founding of the Food and Agricultural Organization of the United Nations way back in 1943. Nice. We have, for all you pussycat lovers out there, we have National Cat Day. It's an awareness day to raise awareness for homeless cats because we need to be aware that they're homeless cats. We can't just go look in the garbage and see stray cats running around everywhere because people don't know how to take care of cats. We have to raise awareness for that day. In the United States, it's another October holiday, and we're just giving you some holidays to enjoy here in October. So you can enjoy National Cat Day on October 29th. Woo! So apparently, every day is special to someone. So in keeping with the highest, most sacred traditions here on the John Lebang Show, I think it's only fair that we go out to our listeners to come up with days that are special to you. Feel free to call us and tell us what you think should be a special holiday. We'll make it so right here on the radio, and we're the authority on that as of right this moment, because, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know, right this moment, we identify as the ones who create all holidays. That's right. We identify as that, so it is. World Farm Animals Day on October 2nd. That's a good day. Name Your Car Day. So if you want to go out there and name your car, today's a good day to do it. According to the people who do these sort of things, which we've taken that over today because we identify as that. So, yeah, it's Name Your Car Day. Let me think. Well, how am I going to name your... Of course, if you want to call in and name your car, feel free to do so. It's also Custodial Workers Day. That's nice for you custodial workers wiping the toilet. Do they get the day off like Labor Day? Is this like a day that all custodians get the day off? What happens then? Are the toilets going to... Oh, my God. Can you imagine one day with no toilets being cleaned by the janitors of the world? We also have on October 2nd, Random Acts of Poetry Day. International Day of Nonviolence. So you really have to be nice today. No violence. So all you wife beaters out there, take the day off. All you boxers, all you criminals, all you sex offenders, all you guys take the day off because it's International Day of Nonviolence. You can't yell at anybody. I better speak in a softer tone. Make sure everybody's calm. To let you know that also in October we have Black Cat Awareness Month. That goes along with the awareness that the cats are running wild and free. Stray Cat Awareness or whatever that was earlier. We have Canada Library Month. Am I speaking quietly? Because I don't want to make anybody jittery being on International Day of Nonviolence. You have to, everybody, hold on, everybody. It's time to get into your yoga position. All right, we're gonna do some yoga because we don't want international violence today. Hold on. So no countries can shoot bombs today. Nobody can shoot each other. It's a holiday. So okay, everybody, put your hands over your head like this. Okay, all right, feet crossed, so that way we're all nice and tight here. All right, begin. You feel better? You feel calm? Can we continue with this now? October is also Mental Health Month. Anybody with mental health, it's your month. So, is that poor mental health or good mental health? I'm not really sure. They're a little vague on what that is. Maybe it's help somebody with mental health. Maybe the people with mental health problems get the day off or the month off. I mean, they're a little off all the time, but I'm just saying, in general, they might get the whole month off. I don't know how they get paid, but they get the whole month off to do whatever people with mental health problems do. Take pills or something, I don't know. October is also Cybersecurity Awareness Month. They're trying to confuse us every day, every month, every week, every year. Every decade is something. And it's not just one thing, it's 47 different things. Because also in October is ADHD Awareness Month. They'd be aware of it, but because they have ADHD, they forget about it and go on and do something else. Family History Month, so I know you're busy celebrating all these things this month, but if you have time, check into your family history. Are you aware of dyslexia, ladies and gentlemen? Because here in October, it's Dyslexia Awareness Month. And because of that fact, we want you to be aware that some people have dyslexia. Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't know that after all these years, but for those of you who do not know, some people have dyslexia. We'll take you back to our regular scheduled broadcast now. It's also Fire Prevention Month, so nobody have a bonfire or anything because we're preventing fires this month. I don't know how we're going to stop them because all in Detroit is another annual holiday at the end of October. It's called Devil's Night, or they've tried to I'm raising my voice. Calm down because we got to keep Anti-Violence Month. Sorry. But yeah, at the end of the month, it's on October 30th. It used to be called Devil's Night. The political correctness freaks went ahead and changed it to Angel's Night. But angels don't burn down the city. The devil does. And there's still buildings that burn that night. Personally, I'd let them burn down half the city because then we could build faster. Because it'd be easier to clean up. You let the arsonists handle the deconstruction or the major parts of the deconstruction, and you bring in the fire department, escort it down, and you're all done. And finally, to go along with Beer and Pizza Day, we have Pizza Month. So this month you should eat lots and lots of pizza. And because pizza is so versatile, you can have pizza in many different ways, not only with different toppings, but with the different types of crust. You could have stuffed cheese in the crust. You can have garlic on the crust. You can have butter crust. You can have just regular crust. You can have a pan pizza, a flat pizza, a thin round, whatever you want. It's Pizza Month in October, and we're saying because we now identify as the ones who create the holidays and the days of awareness here on the planet Earth. That's us, if you didn't know. It's Pizza Month. Go out and have lots of pizza. Dear pizza industry, I've just promoted your businesses, so I expect a check in the mail. Now, with that being said, I see we do have some callers wanting to chime in on this. You can also give us your 2 cents in the comment section or the chat room because we'd really like to hear those. Listening in on 24.7 The Stream in Chicago, we have Pepper. You're up first.
I'd like Wednesdays to be happy honey hot dogs days.
Why every Wednesday?
So I can get my hot dogs and eat it too.
Okay, thanks for your call. Our next call comes in from Las Vegas, where he is listening to us on Radio Vegas Rocks. Pedro, name your special day.
Free juice for crossing the border day. It'd be like a holiday, man.
Okay, and when would this happen?
Oh, every day, I say.
I'm sorry, currently Halloween happens every day. Just go to your local grocery store or mall and you can see that with all the people walking around with all the things in their face. But hey, thanks for your call. Ditzy, you're up on line 2.
Hi, John. I know all about losing beautiful boobies, John, and having to get new ones, so I understand. I love boobs, so stay pink, and you go, girls.
Thanks, Ditzy. Gooberfish, you're tuned in on Alien X Radio in Detroit. What say you?
First thing I'd like to say is I like them big boobies, man. The ones where you can stick your face all up in them, blow really hard and feel them vibrating along your cheeks there. That's a good way to wake up in the morning. Sometimes she ain't too happy about it, but hell, you can't please everyone.
And what's your second point?
Oh man, I think we should make a new month and call it Bong History Month. Since nothing happened that month, it'll be pretty bong. So it's a perfect name, and we can start fresh from there.
Okay, thanks for calling in. Rusty, tuned in on Indie Radio Network in Mount Pleasant. What say you?
How about National Pick Your Nose Day?
Okay, thanks for your call. Out to Washington, D.C., Donald, say your piece.
I haven't had peace in a long time, John. Where you been?
Depends on who you're talking to.
I have to agree with the caller who said he liked big boobs. I can't agree more. The bigger the better. I have to tweet about this.
All right, thanks for your call. Gordy in Canada, what say you?
How about National Play With Your Puck Day, eh?
Okay, Gordy, thanks for your call. Shady, you're up next.
Well, in honor of those who played the porno on that billboard there, I think for the week of June 9th, every day between 6 and 9 a.m. and p.m., we observe Lesbian Liquor Week. It'll be kind of like Shark Week, but with lesbians.
Okay, thanks for the visual.
I also have to agree with everyone else. I like big boobs, though I'm not too particular. I like them A cups, ain't too much work there. Them B cups are nice too, well, except for those banana knockers. I don't know what God was thinking there. Them C cups are pretty, as long as they're firm. It's hard to tell with them new bras. And of course, them D's are nice too. Double D's, triple D's. Starts getting a little ridiculous when you get into them quadruple D's.
Okay, Shady, we've got to let you go. Thanks for your call. Those were good suggestions, plenty in the chat room as well. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen, for yet another John Lebang Show. I'd like to thank all the affiliates carrying the John Lebang Show. Don't forget, you can go to our website, www.jlebang.com. And until the vibrations of my vocal reach your ears again, I'm John Lebang, signing off for now from the Banger Studios.
2, 1.
Get out of the way, dog. Now, where the hell's my shoe? Scooby, Scooby, do you see my shoe? That's what they all say. I better not find out you went and buried it. I bought those at Uncle Jimmy's Payless for Shoes before they went out of business. I think it was for selling cheap footwear or something. You know, I always like going on Friday night and get their police light special. Oh, that shoes they sold at some chump at full price. Repossessed them, some people would call them stealing them back, and then selling them out the back door for half price. At least the food's looking good around here. Slow your roll. This is human food. You can't have any. Don't give me them sad eyes. You don't see me trying to eat your kibble now, do you? Now go lay down or something. And don't let me catch you licking yourself. Remember what I said. You'll go blind. Leroy, hurry up with them chips. I want to taste the dip. I should have been a rapper.
Where would you like the punch?
Over there. Wait, hold on, hang on. Let me taste that.
This is for the guest.
I know it's for the guests. That's why I want to taste it. I'd hate to have someone keel over because you poisoned them with jungle juice.
What do you think?
I don't know. Tastes a little like wet socks. What'd you put in it?
Oh, sorry. I was out of spoons, so I started with your shoe. Hope you didn't mind. Here you go.
Oh, okay. Thanks, I think.
You know, I'll save this for later. Hello, is everybody here? No, we're still waiting on a couple of people. Oh,